Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. Boy, do we have one hell of a story for you guys today. And it was the one that I was hoping I wouldn't see, but we're going to analyse both sides of the coin. Shout out my friend Miz, the other side of the coin. You can check out his channel, innocent plug, just thought of it. But anyway, both sides of the story we are going to have to analyse on this one. And this is about Ousmane Dembele. Yes, there's been a development and it's come from his mouth. So, yeah, we'll get to that. Anyway, before we do, I want to let you know, this video is brought to you and sponsored by the OneFootball app. If you are not using the OneFootball app already to try and get all of your latest transfer news, what are you doing? What are you doing? Every single thing you need to know is here. It's endless. It doesn't stop. All your latest transfer-related news. You keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and there's more, and there's always more, and there's always more. And that's because not just for Chelsea, not just for your club if you support someone else, but every single club you can possibly think of, you will find the latest news and updates in relation to the transfer market, as well as that during a season, all your latest statistics, your results, your fixtures, your scores, everything is there. So make sure you download the OneFootball app, link in the description, download it now and enjoy it in the same way that I do. Now, let's get into this. We're going to discuss Dembele. We're going to discuss a little update in regards to a certain rumour that keeps popping up every single season, and it's a bit tiring. As well as that, Eriksen, what's happening with him, and Nketiah. But let's start off with the big elephant in the room, which is Ousmane Dembele. Ousmane Dembele, who we know is on holiday. I said this yesterday. And he's on holiday. He's currently in France. And yeah, he was asked personally whilst driving in a car. I think he was, I'm not sure if it was him that was driving. I think it might be him that was driving, considering that in France they drive on the left-hand side. So it's on the left-hand side of the car. They drive on the right-hand side of the road. If you're English, it's different for you. If you're not English, it's basically the same everywhere else. We're just different. But Dembele, I think, who was driving, had his window down, someone recording and asking him a few questions. And he answers. And it's not what Chelsea fans want to hear. Let's get into it. I'm going to try and show you the video, and then we will we'll go from there. This is going to be in French. I will help translate for all of you now. So, this is the video. Listening carefully.
Tu restes en Barcelone? Chelsea, j'ai entendu. Tuchel, tu veux pas?
So, this is basically what was said. You're staying at Barca? Yeah. I heard you might go to Chelsea. Hesitant, and I'll tell you what I think he said. Tuchel, aren't you interested? I feel good at Barca. This is quite accurate because I understood it for myself. If I can put these in very, very quickly, and I will go along as... So he's saying, tu restes à Barcelone, which is, are you staying at Barcelona? And then Dembele goes, oui. Not we, which is more of a like a yeah instead of a yes, basically. If you understand that, then cool. And then he says Chelsea, j'ai entendu. Chelsea, I've heard Chelsea, and I don't think anyone can really pick up what he said. But the way that I can hear it, it's almost like he goes des rumeurs, which means just rumors. You know, and that's kind of like, I'm not sure, I can't say if I'm sure of that, but if I'm trying to lip read, I'm trying to listen to him carefully, I think he says that. So, just rumours. And then the rest is obviously quite accurate, where he goes, Tuchel, tu veux pas? Like, Tuchel, do you not want to work with Tuchel? And then he goes, je suis content à Barcelone. I'm happy at Barcelona. This is not what you want to hear. Now, I understand we've got to analyse both sides of the coin here correctly, because he's realistically not going to, even though he's in France, right? But he's not going to go, I'm going to Chelsea. He's not going to do that publicly yet, whilst he knows he still has a decision to make. But if he knows he still has a decision to make, the best thing to do is to no comment. Don't give an answer. Just laugh it off and wait until the green light shows up and drive away. You don't have to say anything. So the fact that he said that, not even in Spain, if he was in Spain, I could possibly say, okay, he's fallen under pressure. The Spanish people, maybe speaking to a Barcelona fan, maybe it's a bit mad. He knows he's in Barca territory. He's not going to say, I'm going off to Chelsea, see you lot later. He won't do that. But he's in France. He's on holiday. He still has a decision to make. He might not have to go back to Barcelona. From his holiday, he could fly straight to London. So the fact that he's come out and said this so confidently, even though, you know, man on the road, filming and whatnot, but the way he just dropped that, like, yeah, it's just rumours. I'm happy at Barcelona. This isn't what we want to hear. This isn't what we want to hear. So we'll wait and see. There's two ways this could go now. Either he's lying through his teeth, right? And he's a good liar, and he's going to come to Chelsea. Or he means what he says, and now this is looking even more unlikely than it initially was, which wasn't quite at all, to be honest. It looked very, very, very likely that this was going to be happening. Once again, just like I said in yesterday's video, we're going to have to wait for him to finish his holiday. I saw a very interesting comment, and I forgot who it was from on yesterday's video. Shout out to whoever posted it. I'm sorry if I've not gone back to check the name, but you can go into the comments and check it, right? Someone said, if this was Man City, and they were interested in Dembele, and Dembele tells them, wait until after I finish my holiday, do you think Man City are going to accept that? Do you think Manchester City are going to go, what? We're going to wait for you to finish your holiday? Are you dumb? Are you smacked? No. We do it our way, not your way. Man City would happily go, okay, we don't want you. See you later. All right, who's next? Now go looking for the next guy. Easily. Now, I'm not saying that is what Chelsea should do now, but it just goes to show that we don't hold as much power as we used to in the transfer market. Before, it used to be a case where Chelsea would come in, chances are Chelsea are going to get him. That is now Man City. That is now Liverpool. You know? And other teams are making moves. This is a little bit of a concern because we're obviously hearing about Koundé. Now, after the whole Barca situation has now, blown up, it's now clear that apparently they want Lewandowski as a prime target. They want Bernardo Silva as a prime target. And they want Koundé as a prime target. On top of that, they want Azpilicueta and they want Alonso. So it's making me a bit worried here. You know, the two names that I initially thought, this is nailed on. There's no way we bottle this. There is no way. Surely not. I was convinced. Now it's concerning. So we'll have to wait and see. But this is the problem. We have to wait and see. Other teams are getting business done and we have to wait and see. Crazy. Anyway, let's get into another piece of information that has come from this same account, Actuality Barça. Which is, I'm guessing, a French page in relation to Barcelona with a very large following. But anyway, they say this. In Évreux, which is a town in France, Dembele, who's invited by Bodmer, he's an ex-professional, very, very good friend of Dembele. I'm assuming to celebrate the birth of a kid, I'm guessing from this. Dembele continues to make it clear publicly that he wants to stay at Barcelona. This... Yeah, you know what? Look, we're just going to have to wait and see. We're going to have to wait and see here. But this isn't looking good. Dembele was the one winger that we initially all thought, yeah, this is nailed on, and then we can get someone else to come in. We might not get any winger. At this rate, this is the concern. So, yeah, we'll wait and see what happens. Now, I'm going to show you a piece of news which is comedy to me. I just thought I'd share it with you just for a laugh. You know, this transfer window hasn't been very exciting for Chelsea, so I thought, why not have a little laugh? So let's check this out. Chelsea made some serious inquiries about Milinkovic-Savic, but no concrete offer was made. Typical. Lazio want around 60 million euros for the midfielder, which Arsenal and Newcastle are willing to match. But the player turned down both clubs. This has come from Corriere dello Sport via Lazio News 24. Just to clarify the situation, we've had Jamie Wilkinson come out and say Milinkovic-Savic's reps love to keep his name in news at this time of year. He will not be joining Chelsea this summer. So, I mean, look, this Milinkovic-Savic is the new Hulk. If you guys remember, you know, and this is why I found it hilarious, and I thought, let me share it with all of you, just for some comedy, right? You guys remember every single transfer window, we'd hear about Hulk. Hulk is, oh yeah, there's a rumour, Hulk is coming to Chelsea. Next summer, Hulk is coming to Chelsea. It's happening, he's coming to Chelsea. The next summer, you know what? Hulk, yeah, Chelsea, Milinkovic-Savic. We've been linked with this guy since Sarri. And it's ironic, he now plays under Sarri, and we're still linked with him. Make it make sense. Anyway, that's the Chelsea latest, and you can only laugh. If not, you cry. We'll wait and see what happens with Dembele, but give me your thoughts down below in relation to the whole Dembele saga and that video. Do you think that he's being truthful, or do you think he's just saying what he thinks he needs to say and he's lying and he will be signing for Chelsea? Let me know down below where all of you are feeling on the Dembele situation as a whole. I'd love to hear it. Now, let's get into, very quickly, Christian Eriksen. Man United are in the mud just like we are, right? In fact, they might be more in the mud because, well, I'd normally say not Chelsea, despite not getting sometimes who they want to get, right? Chelsea win things. I know how we do it. We just end up in a final, right? At least we end up in a final. Man United just don't. So this is the problem. But Man United, this transfer window, where they've been very, very desperate, are still clinging on to this hope that De Jong is going to be coming to Man United. That's looking more and more unlikely as the day goes on. Christian Eriksen, who seemed like was hands-on to be going to Man United after Man United did put in an offer for him as he's a free agent. Check this. It's a direct battle between Brentford and Spurs for Christian Eriksen's signature. Despite Manchester United's offer, he wishes to remain in London. Now, with all credit to Man United here, this technically isn't their fault. Eriksen just wants to stay in London, and I can understand that. He's lived in London for how long? He then went off to Inter, bish bash bosh, had that whole heart problem and what's happened. Come back to Brentford. He's back in London. He likes it in London. Maybe he goes back to Spurs, but at best he stays at Brentford. And I think if Tottenham get Eriksen, I think that would do wonders for them, just for some added bit of depth, someone who understands the club, someone who's coming back to Tottenham to a better team than what he left, you could say, in terms of the rebuild. Yes, they reached the Champions League final and all of that, but that was kind of a one-time hit and miss, you know, despite how good of a season they had that year. But Eriksen coming into a rejuvenated Antonio Conte, built with 3 signings, Tottenham, for some added experience as someone who knows the fabric of Tottenham, I think would be very, very handy for them. Very, very handy for Antonio Conte. So we'll see if he goes back to Spurs. I think he will go back to Spurs just because of the connection. But it depends if Spurs really, really want him. If not, staying at Brentford is still very good for him. He had a good season despite what he's gone through, and respect to Eriksen. I'd never thought he'd play professional football again. So shout out Christian Eriksen, and I wish him the best. I really do. To end, I thought this would be funny. But the way the transfer window's going, I'm not really laughing now. However, just taking this as an isolated incident, okay, it's a little bit laughable. But is it as deep and as serious as some are portraying it to be? Let's get into it. It's about Eddie Nketiah at Arsenal. He has signed a new contract, and look at the number he's been given. He's been given Thierry Henry's 14. Now, is this a big deal? Personally, if we're thinking logically, yeah, let's think logically first before we think personal. Logically, it's not deep. It's just a number. He's wearing a shirt number. That's it. But the connection with a certain number can mean a lot. It's like someone coming into Chelsea now and putting on 26. It's not happening. It's just not happening. Despite number 8 being used, despite number 11 being used, you know, you can look at it from that perspective on the basis of, at Chelsea, a Drogba with an 11, no one would dare touch that number. But now we have a Timo Werner rocking 11, and it's not that great, you know. But, as I've said, with a 26, which is special for Chelsea because of John Terry, would someone really come in and wear that number? They wouldn't. That number would have to be retired. And that's just out of respect for that player. Arsenal have not retired 14. I think they should have, just for Thierry Henry and what he'd done at Arsenal. The man was a magician. The man is a legend, without a doubt. And even I say this, who I love Drogba to bits. Thierry Henry, you could say hands down, the best striker to have graced Premier League football. I'm trying to think of, you know, maybe others. Alan Shearer, you know, even the modern greats, Wayne Rooney, even a Harry Kane, but Thierry Henry was another planet, man. Another planet. So maybe out of respect, Arsenal should have just put that number to bed. The number's still lingering. Nketiah to get it, though. Does he deserve that? Maybe not. You know, maybe, yeah, does he deserve a new contract? That's up to Arsenal and that's up to him. And if they want to keep him because he's had one good half of a season, that's up to them. But to get 14, that's a bit mad. And I think even for him, it's not good because it's just added pressure. Nketiah, who had a very good end to the season, but that's it. Prior to that, he couldn't find the goal, even if there were no goalkeeper, no one on the pitch, and the goal was about 80 miles long. He still wouldn't score, right? But Chelsea, Charity FC, yes, we brought him back onto the map and we allowed him to score twice. And since then, he started banging in a few goals. And he's actually looked quite decent. But on the base of that, you get a new contract? It's a bit mad. But 14 added pressure. And I think, is he going to crumble? Is he not? We'll wait and see. I'm not convinced. I think he might crumble a bit. But we'll see what happens. Who knows? He might actually perform. Let's have it right. Good luck to Nketiah. And good luck to wearing that number. For him as a professional footballer, I'm sure that means a lot. So good luck to Nketiah. Anyway, that's the latest. Let me know your thoughts down below with the whole Dembele saga. What do you think about Eriksen? What do you think about Milinkovic-Savic as well? Let me know about that joke. And yeah, let me know about the whole Nketiah wearing 14. Do you agree or disagree? Do you think it's that deep? Do you not? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that one too. Let me know down below. Much appreciated. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash the like button if you've enjoyed this. Don't forget to download the OneFootball app. Link in the description. And I will see all of you tomorrow for a brand new video. Have a good one, people. See you tomorrow. Take care. And peace.